In spite of my best efforts to throw it all away, we're second in the table and through to the Europa League knockout stages. However, the big formation change means more huge incoming and outgoing transfers this episode as we move towards the January transfer window. And of course, if you're enjoying the series so far, please feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get on with it. Now we're going to kick this episode off with some outgoing transfer news, starting off with this man, Keylor Navas. Now as you can see, I did put him on the transfer list because he's yet to feature for us this season, and Chelsea, of all teams, have come in with a £7 million offer for him. Frustratingly, Villarreal came in with £8 million, but because I simmed a lot of the games last episode, I didn't get the chance to accept this offer. So I'm going to go ahead and accept the offer from Chelsea, and providing he does the same, he will be the first man out the door in this January transfer window. And on top of that, I'm also going to accept some offers for a couple of my fringe players as well. However, more importantly, because of this big formation change, it's given me the opportunity to add the likes of Gusto and Malacia to the loan list. And thanks to offers from Juventus and Real Madrid, both of those players will be leaving the club in January and hopefully getting some much needed first team football elsewhere. Before we get to our incoming transfers though, we got the small matter of several games to get through. Starting off with a huge 3-1 win against the third place Newcastle team, goals from Rashford, Bellingham and Memphis Depay enough to secure 3 points. And both Rashford and Memphis Depay getting on the score sheet once again as we go away to Everton and beat them 3-2. In between games though, Keylor Navas has accepted the offer from Chelsea, and it means he will end his short stint at United and move on down to the bright lights of London in a deal for £7 million. It's back to the football now though, and we have to settle for our first draw of the episode. An early goal from Pau Torres cancelled out by 2 Wolves goals. Bruno Fernandes to the rescue in the 88th minute, 2-2 against Wolves. And last time we played Liverpool, they gave us a 5-1 battering. We've managed to limit it to 3-1 this time, but we just can't seem to get the better of them. And that result not only means Liverpool end our unbeaten run, but it also means we drop down to third in the table and miss the opportunity to go top. Next though, it's time for our first played game of the episode. It's Chelsea. And of course, De Gea starts in goal. Torres, Martinez and Varane are the back three. De Jong, Bellingham and Fernandes are in the centre, with Sancho on the left and Antony on the right. Patrick Schick, Memphis Depay starts up front. Martinez to bring this forward out of defence. He's done a really good job of just driving into the Chelsea half. And Bruno Fernandes has picked this up. Memphis Depay is in a nice little pocket of space. I was going to try and find Jude Bellingham, but he was just cut out. And Kante does a really nice job of cutting out Memphis Depay as Chelsea can now counter-attack. Kante still has the ball, trying to get past Pau Torres, I think it was. And in the end, they give the ball away really cheaply. Fernandes can pick it up in midfield. What an opening 5 or 10 minutes in this game. End-to-end stuff here as Patrick Schick just waltzes into the penalty box. And Mendy forced into his first stop of the game. De Jong with the corner. Whips a really good ball in, looking for Martinez. It's off the crossbar. And Mendy just keeps it alive for Chelsea. Sancho now has it. I'm going to try and go right the way across, looking for Antony. It wasn't the best ball to him, but somehow he's managed to find it. And somehow he's managed to find Memphis Depay. Can he play the ball across? It's so poor. Koulibaly clears it away. Correa for Chelsea, trying to bring this in field. Varane is up high, trying to defend. And I don't know what on earth was going on there between Cucurella and Kante. But either way, they lost the ball. Memphis Depay to try and dink this one in, looking for Schick. He gets his head on it, and he gives us a 1-goal lead here with 31 minutes on the clock. Mix-up between the midfield for Chelsea. Lovely ball through to Memphis Depay. Just dinks it across, and Schick gets there ahead of the goalkeeper. Chelsea 6s and 7s at the back, all over the shop as they have been for most of this first half. And Patrick Schick towers above the goalkeeper to give us a 1-goal lead. Bruno Fernandes now has it. I'm going to try and look for Sancho on the left-hand side. It's a lovely ball. Can Sancho try and find a ball across? I was looking for Patrick Schick. It was played behind him, but it's off Antony. And Antony picks it up again. Unfortunately for Chelsea, it's deflected away for a corner. Ziyech into Havertz. Havertz is clean through here. Torres can't keep up with him. And De Gea fortunately gets his hand to it. It's Chelsea's first corner of the game, and it's their first real attack of the game. It's headed over, looped over. But De Gea manages to get his hands to it as the referee blows for half-time. Havertz into Gerard Moreno. Havertz gets it back from him. Nice little play from Chelsea. Good opening 5 minutes in this second half. But Memphis Depay is back trying to defend. Chelsea keep the ball. They float it across looking for Sterling. It's headed away. Chelsea still have it. This is a good period of pressure from them. We can't win the ball back, but Pau Torres can. Lovely challenge, but then he gives away a free kick in a dangerous position. Chelsea continuing to press higher, and it's Ziyech who's got it again. Driving into space. Why, word, what on earth was that? Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes going to look for the substitute. Rashford out wide on the left-hand side. And he takes it really nicely, but just can't find a way past Reece James. Into Memphis Depay. Schick is there. Schick's offside. Patrick Schick has come deep to pick this one up once again, but he gives it straight away to Ben Chilwell. and Chelsea can try and break here. It's the substitute Lukaku into the path of Kai Havertz, drives into the box, 1-1. Easy as you like for Chelsea. They rip us apart and they equalise here at Old Trafford. Chelsea have been a much better team in this second half. They've come out all guns blazing, firing, and Kai Havertz looks to go past Pau Torres. Unfortunately, the substitute Casemiro, with that defensive mindset, is able to cover off the pass to Lukaku. But Chelsea are pressing high here. We cannot seem to get out of our own half. What on earth was Lukaku doing there? I'm not quite sure, but Cucurella has it on the left-hand side. Lukaku trying to get back into the box. He dinks it back in, looking for Lukaku. It's headed away by Pau Torres. Kante. Cucurella on the left-hand side. Cucurella tries to dink it back in. Varane gets all caught up. Sterling has it. Sterling has it again. And De Gea, fortunately enough, comes across to make the save. My players just weren't switching to each other. But now we can try and counter-attack. Casemiro tries to dink this over right into the path of Pedro Neto. He hits it down. He somehow wins it. Gives it to Depay. Depay to Rashford. It's 2-1. And just like that, with 10 minutes remaining on the clock, we take the lead once again. From almost conceding at one end to going right up the other and putting it in the back of the net. Depay, the architect, played it right across into the path of Rashford and he could not miss from there. 2-1. Chelsea have it again with Ziyech on the right-hand side. Lukaku now has it. Lukaku's going to try and get past Pau Torres. Pau Torres just about got a challenge in. We were living right on the edge there, but we're now going to try and break once again. And I'm going to play a ball right over the top into Rashford. He just tries to get his head on it, tussling with Reece James, but it goes out for a goal kick. Ziyech again on this right-hand side. He's blocked off by Martinez. I've just got to keep hold of the ball now and wait for the referee to blow the whistle, which he does. It finishes here 2-1 at Old Trafford. A much-needed home win, a much-needed win for me actually playing a game. It is a huge, huge 3 points. And that was such a huge win as it now gives us some breathing space. 7 points clear of Spurs in 4th. A moment of appreciation for this man, Frankie de Jong, though. He's only been at the club a matter of months, and with 18 games played and 8 assists and 2 goals on the board, what a phenomenal signing he's been. And speaking of signings, the January transfer window is officially open. Now, I mentioned last episode I've only got 4 senior centre-backs at the club, and with my formation change, I'm definitely going to need another one. And as ever, I gave you the option to choose which of these players on my shortlist I should bring in, and a whopping 45% of you chose Barcelona's resident Uruguayan, Ronaldo Araujo. And so, in spite of me probably butchering the man's name, he becomes the first January signing for the club in a deal from Barcelona worth almost 86 million. 24 years of age, 86 rated, with phenomenal physical and mental stats, he will slot straight into my starting 11. So with a centre-back down, it's time to move on to an attacking player, and as you can see from my shortlist, I have a plethora of options to choose from. However, when looking through this shortlist, it suddenly hit me, I've got 3 players in Pellistri, Garnacho and Anthony Elanga, all out on loan, who could potentially add something to my squad next season. Now, Pellistri and Garnacho will probably be around 75 rated by the end of the season, and Anthony Elanga could even be pushing 80. So I've got to ask myself the question, whilst I could go out and spend the remaining £69 million of my transfer budget on a big name player, that would, however, stunt the development of 3 key young players at the club who are the future of Manchester United. And so I've made the executive decision to not bring any more players into the club in January. And whilst we're fighting for the Premier League title this season and we're in a really good position in Europe, it may be a decision I regret, but I've got faith in these youngsters that they will come good long term. And speaking of cup competitions, we had a shocking time out in the FA Cup last season, and it's time to put it right this time as we beat Oxford United 3-1 away from home. An early scare thanks to a goal from Smith is cancelled out by a Rashford goal on the stroke of half time. 2 late Patrick Schick goals give us a route into the 4th round. Now, the problem I do have with this new formation is that Dalot is no longer a starter in the 11, and obviously he has some problems with that. Now, whilst I have tried to retrain him as a centre-back with the new arrival of Araujo, he's just not going to be getting the game time that he needs. So let me know down in the comments below, what should I do with this man Dalot? Do I keep him at the club? Do I look to sell him on? Do I look to get a loan out for him? Let me know what you think. One man I can count on, though, is this man Patrick Schick. 17 goals and 2 assists in 27 appearances. 13 of those coming in the Premier League. He has been my star striker all season. And despite being relegated to the bench and only having real substitute appearances thanks to the arrival of Memphis Depay, Rashford is actually my second highest goal scorer, 10 goals in 22 appearances, 6 of those coming in the Premier League. Now speaking of Memphis Depay, with 8 goals and 5 assists in 28 appearances, it's a pretty decent return for him, but only 4 goals in 20 Premier League appearances is slightly disappointing for the former Barcelona man. Now I've got to be honest, I have struggled a little bit with Depay. I'm not really quite sure whether or not to play him as a striker or to play him out wide on the left hand side. Let me know down in the comments below, what should I do and how can I get the best out of my new star signing. For now though, we're going to finish off with our final game of the episode. It's another home game, this time against Southampton. And of course it is the 3-5-2 formation with De Gea in goal, Marc Guéhi, Ronald Araujo and Alessandro Martinez starting defence, Antony, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Frenkie de Jong and Jadon Sancho in midfield. Patrick Schick and Marcus Rashford will start up front. Rashica now on the right-hand side for Southampton. He's managed to just ghost past Marc Guéhi, I think it is, and oh my word, straight away inside 4 minutes, Southampton have taken the lead. We've just completely fallen asleep at the back. He just ghosted past Martinez, it actually was. And just like that, Southampton take the lead at Old Trafford. Well, that is not the start we wanted, and Frenkie de Jong is looking to make amends straight away as he drifts the ball out wide to Sancho on the left. He flings a ball in. It's a poor ball. The goalkeeper collects with ease. Rashford picks it up in midfield, gives it to Declan Rice. Rice to strike from distance off the defender. It's a corner. Going to be Antony to take the corner, and Antony's going to put it in right to the penalty spot. And Martinez with a head. Another big save from the goalkeeper. De Jong to take a corner, this time on the other side, and he whips it in looking for Sancho this time. It's Jude Bellingham who'll pick it up. He's going to run to the right-hand side. Going to try and just float a ball right into Rashford. And Rashford gives us a goal here and puts us back on level terms. A beautiful header from that man, Marcus Rashford. I said just before the game, he's displaced Memphis Depay in my starting 11, and that goal will show you why. And this is going to be a very dangerous one here. They're just going to try and dink this one into the penalty spot. They actually didn't really do much with it in the end, and Frenkie de Jong can try and get the ball clear here. Frenkie de Jong driving forward, gives it to Patrick Schick. I'm just going to try and wait, look for the overlapping run of Sancho on the left-hand side. It's a great ball, the touch is too heavy, and in the end he's crowded out and the goalkeeper collects. Oliver Skip for Southampton, into Aribo. Aribo's going to try and dance his way around Declan Rice for the second time, and he does just that. Rashica in acres of space on the right-hand side. He just lifts the ball in, and it's headed away, and Declan Rice can pick this one up again, and now we can try and counter-attack here. Declan Rice with a terrible pass. Che Adams now for Southampton. He's dropped into a really nice pocket of space, and he's tussling with Declan Rice, and he turns him really nicely. Rashica, he's had the best of Martinez all game, and Aribo into the box, crowded out by Marc Guéhi. He's still got the ball, gives it back to Oliver Skip. Does some weird sort of step over in the end, and could he lose it? Yes, he does. Marc Guéhi gets it away, but not very far. Still tussling. Oh my word, this is horrendous defending. They've still got it here. Gives it back to Che Adams, and this time it's new signing Araujo who can get the ball and get it clear right on the stroke of half time. Dallas for Southampton into Che Adams. He's one-on-one here with Araujo. Can he get the ball? No, he can't. But oh my word, Che Adams has still got it. He's driving into the box. He's just about managed to make a recovery challenge, and Jude Bellingham can hack the ball away. Marcus Rashford to pick this up just inside our own half. Gives it to Patrick Schick. He's got Antony up ahead of him, who just straight into an offside position. Schick just trying to turn away from the defender. Does a really nice job. Feeds in Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham looks for Rashford. It is 2-1. Has Rashford just straight offside? Yes, he has. Patrick Schick, in acres of space, lays the ball out to Sancho. Lovely ball. Sancho just takes a heavy touch, just gets caught up, but manages to just shimmy away from the defender. What a ball in, and where on earth were my strikers? Declan Rice into Jude Bellingham. We're putting the pressure on here late in this second half. Frenkie de Jong picks the ball up, just trying to weave his way past the defender. Does just that. Strikes from distance. Good save. Che Adams, does really nicely to get away from Araujo. And now he drives into the box. My defence absolutely nowhere. That is sensational. Oh, that is brilliant. Che Adams makes a fool of David De Gea, just dinks it over him, and Southampton have a 2-1 lead, and I can have no complaints. Absolutely glorious goal. Rashford has it now. Rashford looking for an option. I was trying to find the run of the substitute Bruno Fernandes. I just couldn't find him, and now Southampton can escape with the ball. It's Rashica on the right-hand side into Aribo. They've got men over here. Che Adams, the goal scorer earlier. Che Adams continues his run, goes for a power shot. It's 3-1 Southampton. We stood off him and we stood off him, and in the end he made us pay for a second time this game. What a goal from Che Adams. It's 3-1 Southampton. Bednarik to drive forward, looks for a rebo. They've got more men over here, and Southampton piling the pressure on here in this second half, looking to add a fourth. Where on earth are my defence going? I just can't seem to defend on this game. It's a ball in, and David De Gea just about gets there in time. But that is that. The referee blows the whistle, and maybe, just maybe, I've made a mistake in not diving into the transfer market for an attacking player. Aside from the one goal, we just couldn't seem to carve Southampton open, and I don't know what it is about this United team, but I just really struggle to play with them. Full time, 3-1 Southampton. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but that is where we're going to end this episode. We've drifted 4 points off of Liverpool in top spot. We still sit third. We're still in the Champions League, but it is a case of what could have been. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.